Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. Only a few more days left before Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Christmas is just a conglomeration of. That's why you say happy holidays, because Christmas season is really a whole bunch of holidays based around the same concept of a virgin birth. Um, and really, a lot of it started with pagan tradition. Um, well, there's Native American or indigenous, and there's, you know, it goes in every single religion or spiritual ideal that you can find. It's the same thing. So, whatever you celebrate, it's just the light that was born onto the earth. And which is, as I've said before, the light inside of us all. Okay, so I felt like I thought the shutdown was averted. And then you find out, no, it's still going on. But it's weird because yesterday, or when I went to bed last night, it sounded like they had averted the shutdown. And I see John McCain, and they call themselves almost like the Justice League, the Federation of Justice. They, John McCain, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Frederick Douglass, and others are protecting and helping guide, as they have through many of these shutdowns that loom, and the Republicans are threatening to kill a bill and shut down the government that would be necessary to Americans, and especially workers who want to have a good Christmas and know that they're going to have a job. That's scary. And also, it would shut down travel. Ugh, it's just insane that they would even do this. And it's President Leland who's doing it, which I said yesterday that Leland, because he has connections with Putin, it really is like allowing Putin into the Oval Office. And he's just one degree of separation away from having Putin walk in and take over our country. And really, for all good intensive purposes, that's what's happening. And you say that, and then the MAGA people, well, what about this and what about that? Oh, you crazy liberals. But really, it's not a crazy concept. It's the closest we've ever been to allowing a foreign adversary into the White House and taking over the presidency. Kitty's knocking things over. Hold on. She didn't mean to, but So, it's scary. That's where we are. Okay, so I wrote this morning. So I don't know what's going on with the shutdown. The card said that we may have one, but if we did, it wouldn't be long. And they've literally said that about every shutdown. And I really think that this Federation of Justice that we have always help us, and angelic beings help us to avert these things. And they showed it could be 10 days, but if we have one, it wouldn't be more than 10 days. We've been through this before, but what we haven't been through before is having someone we didn't even vote for. Well, I mean, that's happening anyway. But Leland, we've never had to deal with this. And again, we're just one degree away from having Putin in our Oval Office as our president, which is really kind of what's happening. And I wish, it's like, wake up, break out of the spell, break out of it, because this is what's happening. And you guys are just like, not you guys, but MAGA people, the Trump supporters are just so manipulated into this weird headspace. They just don't know what's happening. It's really kind of sad to watch. So when I see that Biden and Harris came back, canceled their vacations, came back, the White House is fenced off, I think, well, it probably has something to do with this threat, which is connected to the election and Leland. And I did ask, and I got that on Monday, either today or Monday, there's going to be an announcement about that. Now, I know, again, the timelines keep changing. So let me tell you why I think the timelines are changing. And remember, we can shift the timelines into good, but Leland has this weird thing he does, and I call it the God simulator, but now I think it's his Grok AI that he does, where he's messing with our timelines and our manifestation. So return to sender. I don't wish ill will to anyone, but He's trying to play God. He's trying to play God. So return to sender to Elon and Uten, all their negative energy and tricks and tactics they're doing. Return to sender. So stay on the positive timeline, guys. So here's why I think the timelines changed and are changing back and forth today. It's like a battle in the skies of timeline changes. So yesterday, the weather app said it was going to be cold, cold, cold. And I was kind of worried about that because of my heater. But all day it was nice. The sun was out. Like today, the sun is out. By 4 o'clock, it was like springtime. It felt wonderful. I took the pets out there. It's 51 degrees. Like, damn, this is not, because it kept saying on my weather app, it should be 32 degrees right now. Feels like 17. I go, no, it's great. It feels great. And even in the evening before bedtime, it felt great. I was like, what's going on here? Why is the weather app not saying what's the actual temperature? And then this morning, all through the night, I thought it was supposed to be dipped down into the teens to be super freezing. It didn't. This morning it said 37. And indeed, I opened up the back door, let Karen out. It's not too cold. It's not too bad. So a few minutes later, I open up the weather app. I must be obsessed with the weather. I think it was just because I was checking, why is it not updating properly? Why is it not recording what's actually happening? It's warm outside and it's saying it's super cold. So I opened it up and all of a sudden it's right in front of me. It changes and it says it's 23 degrees, feels like 10. It's like, what? 10 minutes ago it said 37 degrees and the back door, it was fine. So I go and I check and now it's cold. It's super cold. The way it was supposed to be yesterday and last night and this morning, it was all of a sudden went back into this timeline. That's when I got where we just switched timelines again. So whether it's the good timeline or the bad timeline, I don't know. But I think personally, we're in the good timeline. But Leland is fighting us. That's what I think. So we have to stay really positive. I know it sounds crazy, but stay positive. So I think I'll leave it at that. Okay, so do I think the government's going to shut down? No, not more than 10 days. Not more than 5 to 10 days, if it does at all. And again, John McCain and others are helping. There's angelic forces. I see that they're literally standing around and spreading this light around the House, the Senate, whoever it is, and calming them down and helping them think with the angelic mindset, which is a mindset of compassion for others, compassion for the workers that would have their Christmas ruined. And because right now they're thinking with their ego, they're all thinking with money. You know, think about Leland, President Leland, and boy, that's triggering 45. He is mad. He is upset, annoyed, and mad that Leland is taking away his. But I said he did the deal. He said, "Make me president, please. Use your hacking powers. You know, you're hacker boy. Use your powers for entertainment purpose only, and I'll do anything. Just make me win, and then you can have all the power." But now he's starting to think, well, why should I do that? Why should I let him be called president? I'm president. So there is some contention there, and 45 still likes to do his car salesman schmoozing with all the, you know, his MAGA Congress and Senate people. So now here's the thing. Here's what people forget. The role of the president is not a businessman. America is not a CEO. The Oval Office is not a boardroom. But that's how they see it. That's how they're running. That's how the Republicans and the MAGA and 45 and Leland are running it. They're running it as a boardroom. And their plan is to take all our money. That's literally, they're just going to take all our money. And then they're going to say, oh, here's some Bitcoin. That's, you know, so I do think that Biden and Kamala are about to make an announcement. I really do. And I did get by Monday at least. It's before Christmas. Leland is the Grinch who's trying to steal Christmas, literally. You know how when the Grinch goes in, and by the way, I've never understood why people like the Grinch. You know, as a kid, it's like, okay, funny movie, whatever, haha, all's well that ends well. But really, I saw him as this nasty, mean, dog-kicking jerk who tries to steal everyone's Christmas gifts and Christmas trees, literally all of it. And then at the end he changes. But see, the thing about it is Leland's not going to change. 45 is not going to change. All these people are not going to change. They're not going to. And so Leland, I've never understood why people like the Grinch. Never. But that's how, that's how I see him. I see Leland like the Grinch going into the White House and trying to steal Christmas. But John McCain is there, and others, George Washington, others, they're not going to allow him to do it. They're not going to allow him to do it. So yes, while there may be a government shutdown, it's not going to go on forever. It's not going to be allowed, and Biden's not going to allow it either. And I do think that the timing is coming where they're going to announce something about the election interference, because, as I said, Leland is this 1 degree away from allowing Putin to take over. Really, he is. Leland is just the go-between. He's the conductor, the cord that allows Putin to be in the White House making decisions. And so there's no way that Biden is allowing this. There's no way they're not seeing this connection. If Leland was involved in the election, and think about it, why would Leland think that he owns the decision making in the country? Because he bought the election. He did the election. And who did he do it for and with? Putin. It's clear. And then it happened in Poland. There's no way that President Biden and Harris are just letting this slide. There's no way they don't know what happened. We all know what happened. And there's no way that they're just going to allow our country to be taken over by Putin, which is really what's happening. So I just want to say that the timelines keep changing. It's a battle today, back and forth. So stay positive. Say return to sender every time you feel like Leland and Putin are trying to attack us and attack our timeline. Stay on top. Stay on the top timeline and say your prayers and return to sender, return to sender. I see Archangel Michael with his wings spread out and I know some people say angels don't have wings. I think they do. And I see them spread out all across the earth and America, Ukraine, anywhere that needs it. We are being protected. And we're also being protected by, which are really angelic forces, the intergalactics, the Pleiadians, and Turians. They're protecting us. There's more reports of drones. Kansas City, I heard some booms last night. I heard like 3 loud booms. And I thought for sure like the neighborhood, like the Ring app people would be like, what's that sound? And I thought, I wonder if that's because people in Kansas City have been reporting seeing these drones and stuff. I don't know if it's the drones, which would be Leland again trying to suss us out. But I totally believe the Pleiadians are here protecting us. And maybe the booms are the timeline cleanse. Maybe that's what that sound is. Maybe that's what it is. Interesting. Just a thought. Just a thought. Thanks for listening. I'm going to make another video in a second. But yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.